What's up, y'all, and welcome to another episode of Fan Bros Show, the voice of the urban geek for all nerds. The only podcast where we discuss geek culture from the perspective of people of color. And as always, it's your boy, DJ Ben Amin, a.k.a. Lightworker Gami, Quantum Leech, a Baby Max, the god of your Chris Ragnarok, Big Dick Grayson energy.
Can't even do that one with a straight face.
I can't even, but let me do it again. Big Dick Grayson energy, Black Goliath, YOLO Baggins, Lando Californication, the Ghost in the Shell Toe, Doctor Who's Mans is this? I'm trying to leave it there because I'm just doing myself a disservice with my own AKAs. So let me introduce my co-host.
Tatiana King Jones that doesn't have any new AKAs, but I'll say my best ones right now. The Grand Duchess of Tech, aka Edward Scissorhands, aka Princess Preach, aka Dame Diner Dash, aka Victoria's Secret Wars, aka Queen of the Amazons Prime subscription, aka V for Def Jam Vendetta, aka Stone Cold Steve Flossin, aka Gem and the Hollow Fam.
Very nice, very nice. And sitting in the third seat, as always, is...
I've been waiting my whole life for this moment.
Oh, no.
It is Jeff J, a.k.a. Miles Morasset, a.k.a. Shaka Hulu, a.k.a. Earth, Wind, and Firestorm. Oh, I got more. A.k.a. Bagger Vance Astro, a.k.a. LeVar Bourbon, a.k.a. a.k.a. Bax the Destroyer, a.k.a. Neil Deadass Tyson. Yeah, I'm back.
You win.
Okay.
You gotta give him some celebration music right there. Give him that Final Fantasy win music, okay?
Yeah, I'm not mad at those. I'm not mad at those at all right there. So as you see, folks, this is Fan Bros Show for all nerds, like I said before. The only podcast where we discuss geek culture from a perspective of color, all that good stuff. Make sure you're subscribed. You know, as you see, we are all shining on YouTube right now. So, you know, make sure you hit that subscribe button right there below there. You know, hit that. Yeah, you love the hands right there, like it's like some type of waving. Yeah, good.
I gotta remember that some of you guys are only listening, and that means you have to also watch us too, because we out here doing the most. And you're missing all of this comedy right now. If you're not watching, you got to subscribe to Fan Bros TV on YouTube.
Pretty much. You know, we looking good. I mean, speaking of looking good, though, Tatiana, let's just, come on now.
Oh,
we can't start the show without talking about this.
Let's hear it, Oprah Slim Free. Let's hear it.
So a thing I did came out. I did a project with Netflix, specifically with Strong Black Lead, which is their brand that tries to put the strong black leads in Netflix out in the forefront. So all the major faces that you see in things like Luke Cage, Dear White People, Orange is the New Black, like about a month back, you guys probably saw a few videos come out from them where they were talking about the importance of Black people in the culture and in the industry, in the film industry, TV industry. So they have a show called What Had Happened Was, and basically it's like their after show for their original project. So there was one for Dear White People and there was one for Luke Cage. And as you know, Luke Cage came out a few weeks ago, and this has been cooking for a while, but I'm happy to now report, and I'm free from the chains of the NDA, that I can now say that myself and my good friend Jumped for Joy, we were featured alongside some of the stars from Luke Cage, and we had a few conversations about some major topics that affect us in life in general. So the first one is out now. It talks about Black women and how we, perceive or how we show our pain, or the fact that whether it's even shown at all in TV. And it's a great conversation. You can find it on YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, and pretty much just, did I say YouTube, Facebook, Twitter? Oh, on IG too. So look it up. It's called What Had Happened Was. It's from Netflix. Also Strong Black Lead. And there's going to be more episodes, so stay tuned.
I don't think you're really bigging that up enough. You know, you had Simone Missick. You know, you had all these stars. You know, like
yes.
you know.
Well, like I said, I still don't think I could talk about the ones that aren't out yet. But the one that came out, Simone Missick and Gabrielle Dennis, along with myself and Joy. Both Gabrielle and Simone are HU alum, by the way.
Oh, I didn't know that. I mean, by that you mean Howard University alum.
There's only one HU, so the other one's HIU. So just FYI, in case y'all was confused.
I mean, Hofstra may beg to differ. I'm just saying.
Ain't nobody thinking about Hofstra. What HBCU? Okay.
It don't matter, even if it wasn't. There's only one HU.
I'm saying no one calls Hofstra HU.
They call it Hofstra, but HU is for the heads. You know what I'm saying? It's for the heads. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? A little bit.
Big ups to everybody who want the Hofstra. I'm not saying it's bad school. I'm just saying HU does not mean
talking about me. But no, honestly, you got to bring some more energy with that talk. Yo, hold on. Yo, if y'all don't know, y'all better get in the know. Strong Black Lead dropped on Twitter. They got a lot of names. Joy got to let me hold $20 because she's doing too much in the industry right now. She hosting panels on both coasts. All I saw was we didn't even know nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like all we got was we got the same IG stories y'all did. We didn't even get the full gambit. That's how top secret. That's how much the pockets is laced right now.
The pockets are not laced, sir.
Okay, let me not blow her up because you know I'm trying to get this light bill paid. So, you know what I'm saying? Like she's doing all right. You know, fan bros, we out here hosting style. You know what I'm saying? When you see us in the street, just give us the black person head nod and keep it moving because we don't like too many pictures. Only when she allows it so that she can get her boomerangs popping because you know.
Oh my God, Jeff.
You know what I'm saying? But seriously, we real proud of you.
Thank you, guys. So please, everybody, as Jeff said, we've already retweeted some of that, but we're gonna post some clips from it. Obviously, you'll see the clips on the Netflix and the Strong Black Lead accounts. Definitely support and let Netflix Strong Black Lead know how you feel about the videos. The feedback is probably the most important. They need to see that people are engaging with this and whether or not you guys enjoy the conversation and what have you. Like I said, there's going to be more coming. So this is just the beginning.
And, you know, speaking of Strong Black Lead and Netflix, Luke Cage.
Yes.
The Late Ass Fan Bro Show review. You know, I mean, I first of all, let me just say this off the bat. I love all the listeners, but when y'all email me, you know, 2 days after the show dropped and talk about things that happened in the last episode that I didn't even figure out till I got to the last episode.
Is this gonna be a spoiler review? Or is this gonna be just a general? Because
it's been like 3 weeks.
So what had happened was I had a long week, guys. I'm on episode 10.
This dude still hasn't finished it.
Why you gonna call me this dude? That's how you treat me in front of thousands of people? Wow.
He almost had millions and had to back up and said, I mean, thousands.
Wow. Wow.
Hey, you never know.
It's
a lot of bootleg.
Oh, people's bootlegging.
What? You think not? They better be.
Wait, this is on the street. They selling them in Harlem? They really sell them in Harlem with DVDs? Yo, we got that Fan Bros before it came out. Who's leaking it? Who got the WeTransfer link?
Oh my God. Okay, real quick. True Benjamin Hollywood story right here.
Oh, let's go.
Okay. Years ago, I did a Best of Starface mixtape. All right. This is before even like Best of mixtapes were really popping, especially for Southern cats. Nobody was doing anything like this. I mixed it nice, you know, cut it up, all kind of mixes, a lot of Starface joints. Gave it to Starface. Like a friend of mine actually knew him, you know, got it to him. First thing I hear back is, yo, Starface, yo, he looking for you, dog. Who the hell is this Ben? I mean,
wait, the Starface? Oh, yeah,
Starface.
About this. Oh, yeah.
The Starface looking for me. Whoop, 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 whoop. Mad as hell. Mad. Oh my God. Yikes. You know, for real, I was so hurt. You know, I ain't make no dollars off it either. That's the other part about it. You know, bootleg out of its mind. Years later, I'm walking down the street in DC. Cat's like, yo, man, I got this Best of Starface CD, $10. They got my joint with different songs mixed into the mix. Like, because Starface had put out new mixes, so new songs. So they put in them new joints on it.
Why was Scarface mad?
Because this is before
this bootlegging his music.
Basically. And this, but like what he, you know, he didn't even listen to it, so he didn't understand it was all cut up and mixed. And it wasn't like you could even get, you know, you still had to go buy his albums to get the whole song. Because I was like, you know, playing
pre-Napster days. This is not even Morpheus or LimeWire.
That happened up here too. Because I still remember when Clue back in the day when Clue dropped, I think it was More Money, More Problems, but like months before it, and he had to like duck Bad Boy for months because he leaked the album. But I'm like, yo, blend tapes and all of that been popping. Scarface just wanted that paper.
Yeah, wanted it. I wasn't even getting it, and that's the problem. And then the crazy thing is, years later on the Combat Jets show, me and Scarface are chilling after the show, and he starts singing Missing You by the Rolling Stones, and the whole crew, Combat, everybody, Dallas, we all sitting there singing and then jamming along. And it's like, full circle.
It was all
what
peace
a face.
Ben
Oh, yeah.
What's scarier, getting I guess lambasted by Scarface or by Jay Prince?
Ooh, that's a tough one.
They both just seem very scary to me.
Prince is, I've never even like come within, no.
They will probably be on Luke Cage before we see like Dipset. Just saying.
I mean, shit, at this point, we might get Run DMC.
Oh man, Ben really got Ben.
Lip proof.
Oh,
I had to bring that back because with the Luke Cage. So season 2, I have to say for me, up until maybe episode 6, the shit was trash for me. I'm sorry. And let me back up because I know Cheo's listening. Let me express myself because I'm just being rude.
Yes.
The first 5 to 6 episode, it didn't hold me to the story at all. In fact, I felt like a lot of it felt like filler. Some of it felt dated. Yes, Cheo hates this, but the dab like really degraded his. I mean, the dab really took Luke Cage's cool meter down several levels. Now,
it was already low.
Which was already low. And the reason why it's low is because the way I feel Mike Coulter's energy as Luke Cage, and you can tell that he doesn't really talk like that. And it actually even takes a lot for him to speak like that. Like just be mean and kind of hulking in general when he needs to be. Like Mike Coulter's a really, really nice guy. And it's kind of hard for him to naturally just be, I guess, gruff. So on the occasions where Luke has to be this gruff character, I could tell that he's really trying to get there because that's not natural for him. So I had some exercises in patience with a lot of those Luke scenes because I felt like combined with some of the questionable dialogue in the first half, it bothered me. And so that's it was to the point where I was feeling sleepy lots of times, and I was kind of just slogging through the episodes as opposed to what normally happens with a lot of these Marvel Netflix shows is you get that buzz where you're like, okay, I got to see the next episode. What's happening now? The binge buzz, if you will. I didn't get that the first few episodes. So it took me a while to get through it. However, once I reach again that episode 5-6 mark, everything turned the fuck up, like dramatically turned the fuck up. Like I went from slightly not caring to, whoa, what just happened? What's happening next? The season gave me a lot of what I wanted on the second half, which is usually not, I guess, common. Usually it's the other way around, especially for Marvel Netflix shows. Usually like it's pretty good at first and then it starts slogging off. I think one thing this show and other Netflix Marvel shows suffer from is having too many episodes.
Easily.
You don't need 13 episodes. Like if you had those 6 turn-up episodes and then like 2 more, so 8, even 9, I think you would have been perfect. It's just there was so much setup in the beginning that I just I was bored. So I take away what I said about trash. It wasn't trash. It's just I was very bored.
Yes.
Well, I'll say this as somebody. Sorry, Ben. And that's why you have to watch Fan Bros on YouTube, because you can see that I can see him about to talk, and then I talked, and then I can say, sorry, you don't get that extra context in audio form. But shout out to our podcast listeners anywhere where you can catch your digital content via ears. So anyway, as someone who's on, I think I'm on episode 10 right now, I share Tatiana's sentiment where the first 4 episodes felt like a chore. Yeah. Like these were the Brussels sprouts, the unseasoned Brussels sprouts I had to eat to get to the main course. For me, are you all right, Ben? Don't choke. So that water. Yo, he said, he started doing the heart massage.
I mean, Brussels sprouts.
So yo,
massage is hard.
No, but listen, because even with the dab, right? I think I said it before. We might have mentioned it. The dab heard around the world. Dialogue.
The dab done wrong.
Right. the infamous dab. So
the dab of death.
So you're gonna hate it. You're gonna hear this forever.
We're gonna call it Dabbalon.
That didn't stop. And just for the record, that didn't stop anybody from watching the show. Like,
no.
You're gonna get clowned for it, period, because it was a clownable moment.
The biggest difference that I saw starting from episode 5 was dialogue, man. Like, whoever started writing from episode 5 on, because I'm going to assume that 10 through 13 are the same quality as 5 through 9, because I'm probably going to watch the rest of it. And I'm probably not even at the dope stuff, right?
No,
I'm at the episode. I'm at the episode where Iron Fist finally comes in.
Ooh, so that's fire.
That means you're in a good space, but it's not even at the dopest yet.
So for me, right, whoever wrote from 5 on, they need to write everything. They need to write everything. So, like, for example, like with Dabbalon, right? When he hit the dab, the dude, the one of the he's one of the Goodings, right? The dude who looks like O.R. Gooding Jr. should have been like, he should have said something, because that would have shown that a young boy would have clowned him. First of all, we're not doing the dab in the US, at least. We're not doing the dab anymore. And by we, I mean black people. We're not doing the dab anymore in the US. And I would have clowned Luke Cage of all people for doing the dab. But everything from the jokes to the interactions to the acting to the comfortability that I saw, where these people looked like they knew each other, and they knew each other over seasons, over Netflix seasons, and that familiarity that they built between the actors with everything, it just exponentially, like, it's night and day. I would be watching it right now if we weren't on YouTube. I'd be watching it and sneaking. Like, that's how much it enticed me to want to watch more, to the point where I was like, damn, I hope we push this another week, because I want to catch the other 4 and then give my total thing. But I still say for Netflix, if y'all are gonna, if it's contractual, whatever, and y'all gonna give us 13 rotted episodes, y'all, like, I think Daredevil season 2 did it best, where they broke it up in arcs, just like comics. Every 3 or 4 episodes was an arc. Like, Punisher was his own arc. Then, when they, after with Elektra and all of that, that was like its own, all that stuff was its own arc. And I feel like that's a better way to tell the stories, where it's contained and then you go to the next one. That's exactly how we read the comic books. And I'd also like our Jamaican listeners to chime in and tell us what you think about the accents and the dialogue, because I've
heard everything
when I go to buy food. So I'm not of Jamaican descent. And for me, it was more the dialogue than the accents.
Agreed.
Like, I think the accents were passable, but I grew up in New York City. I'm a native New Yorker. I've never heard a Jamaican call a kid a pickney.
I have. And that's like, old school classic Jamaican.
Maybe once.
I don't know if the younger, like, millennial, like, I don't know if we've been saying that. And then again, we're not Jamaican. So
my interaction.
But I have heard that. But I've heard it from older Jamaicans. So the people on the show saying it didn't really bother me. But towards your greater point, from an authenticity standpoint, because I'm not Jamaican, I mean, I have Jamaican people in my family, but because I am not, that's not my daily, I don't speak patois daily, so I can't tell you whether or not it's 100% authentic. I felt like it ranged the gamut. Like, I could tell the people who actually had some type of background there and the people who didn't, but they had to address, they had to do them. You have to meld into that world.
Right.
Mustafa Shakir, like, I think he did a good job. Now, other people's, I've seen on Twitter a lot of people saying, "Oh, the accents were terrible," but I'm just like, I mean,
I just
think it was passable.
Cultural backgrounds of Caribbean.
Yeah.
Like, if you're American and you telling me a Jamaican accent is terrible, like, I feel you, but I don't though.
I don't though.
You know what I'm saying? And trust me, as someone of Asian descent, who watched Bad Boys 2 and still liked it despite them Haitians in Miami of all places. You couldn't find no Haitians with real Haitian accents of all the places in the world other than Haiti.
I mean, there literally is a place, there's a spot called Little Haiti in
right.
Miami.
Like trust me, I'm very sensitive and empathetic towards accent slander. So yeah.
That's like Jason's Lyric for me, because Jason's Lyric supposedly takes place in Third Ward, which is where I'm from. And, you know, I don't, like, unless I'm really, like, drunk or around a lot of people from Houston, I don't really sound like it. But they sound nothing like everyone I know. Like, nobody does. Tretch had the best accent. But back
from
to
Houston?
You know, it was so crazy to me. The first time I saw
Tretch from Newark, New Jersey, wherever he's from.
Mind how much Tretch sounded like a dude from Third Ward.
From? Isn't he
From Newark, New Jersey?
Newark,
Yes, straight up Newark, New Jersey. Yep. But back to Luke Cage, like everyone said, it's to me very slow around the beginning. The dab was terrible. It's written episodes, you know, it's more that the episodes were plotted out in a writer's room, and then different writers write each episode. But the whole plot is done by the whole team.
Yeah, the plot wasn't the problem.
But the plot is probably is part of the problem, because the plot took a lot of time to build up and introduce a lot of people.
But I wouldn't blame that on plot. I would blame that on timing and dialogue.
That's like, plot. That the dialogue is also the writers. Now, my brother,
one umbrella, right?
Yeah, but let me.
So when you explain it, because when you say plot, I'm thinking the reason why we're here, not so much how do we get up to there.
Why we're here take in terms of episodes, in terms of minutes on screen.
Oh,
you know, how long does it take for them to do all this introduction of each different character, each different faction, the new enemies? How long does it take for them to build up, you know, Black Mariah, you know, with her daughter? All these different things are related to how long they take. And so I don't blame that on any one writer or anything like that. I do say that there was a lot more Sweet Christmas and stuff like that in the
Why
early
do you
episodes.
say Sweet Christmas so much?
Okay. Well, Sweet Christmas is from the comics.
I get that.
You know, but it's also, to me, it's one of those like things that should just be left in the past of Luke Cage, because it came about a time when he couldn't curse and stuff, and so that's what the white writers, you know, invented for them to say Sweet Christmas.
Yeah.
But as far as like the whole overarching Luke Cage series, I think that joint is incredible. And shout outs to Chael. Like, we still don't want to spoil anything, but it just turns into some wild stuff that I did not expect them to ever go there.
Wild. And when I say Luke Cage is probably the only series of lately, and this is not a spoiler, this happens a lot throughout the show, where somebody somewhere got a gun and somebody somewhere getting shot point blank. Like and you're not, and you never expect it. Like it's the way they frame the scenes. It's something the way people say different things. When I say I was clutching my pearls on the second half of the season, like, whoa.
But even beyond that, what I'm saying is like what they did with the character of Luke Cage and how it ends from versus where it began, to me, is something I just did not expect. I was like, oh, okay, that's where we're going. Like,
he really evolved. They really, so that's why I have to say, like, I don't know what happened the first half, but the second half, it's a world difference and the Luke Cage as a character, including everyone else around him, like that the entire hemisphere of character completely grow.
And let me make a point there. That could be the point of it too, because where his character goes at the end of the series, I don't think he says Sweet Christmas once, you know? And so it's like at the beginning, he's the old school Luke Cage that everybody knows, and everybody's like, okay, this is gonna work. And then he learns throughout the series that he has to make changes, and you don't hear that Sweet Christmas or anything. And I mean, I can't spoil. And like, I can't even compare it to certain comics runs because that would spoil, you know, how this goes. So I don't even want to say anymore.
So I would say it kind of mirrors. It's kind of the inverse of season 1, where season 1, the first half was dope.
Yep.
Then we got Diamondback.
Yeah.
And ... Yeah, that was that. But this, it seems like the inverse. And the one thing I will say, speaking as someone who's entering the third act, you see slowly these changes. Like Luke from episode 5 on he starts to be more relatable. Because remember some of the criticism that he got, that this dude was heavy respectability politics.
Right.
Don't call me nigga. Pull up your pants.
Yep.
He was like the he was like the conservative black forgot where you came from trope, but still Luke Cage. Which, if you read the comic, the character in the comic, he's like that, but he becomes way more down or way more like, you know, relatable, depending on who's writing it. Like David Walker wrote him as a modernized Luke Cage. But if you think about the character from the MCU, he got out of jail. He got framed for something he didn't commit. So his image meant everything to him. So he was going to do everything in his power to make sure that his image was put in the best light. And then he's trying to clean up Harlem. So his idea of cleaning up Harlem was to purport this idea of respectability politics being the way that you will be seen in a better light. But I think in this season, he's starting to see that he has to operate in shades of gray. Like even with the hero for hire shit, he was ready to take jobs from people he knew were sketchy.
Yeah.
Because you got to still pay the bills at the end of the day. And think about some of the corporations we work for. Think of the people that we work for. Like there's a lot of
Jeff, wait for it.
I mean, you gotta wait for it, Jeff. Like I said,
I hear you. So that's why I'm saying from just speaking on what I saw and just in general. One thing I will say is just in terms of where I think the series, like these type of series, can get better. If they could cut down the episodes, like Tatiana said, I think that would help immensely. 10 episodes, get in, get out. I wanted to mention, I'll talk to y'all about it offline because I don't want it to get spoiled or whatever. Because I just don't want, because I know how these happen. Ben gonna say something and then I'm gonna run away from the camera like But yeah, so I ask y'all, where do you think it ranks in the MCU Netflix series for y'all?
Can I just rank the second half?
No. In totality, my sister.
In totality, Daredevil's still my favorite. I'm sorry. I just can't get past how.
You don't want to? Both. Well,
really, both.
Right.
Which one had the hallway scene? That was season 1, right?
All of them.
Which one had the hallway fight?
Both. I'm not even.
No, the first one. The continuous cam. The continuous shot.
Oh, the one where he was fighting for 40 minutes.
Yes.
He walked out at the end.
That was season 1. Okay. That one.
That man was tired.
I would actually put this Luke Cage up around the third or the fourth spot.
Okay.
Because of what Ben said, though, the fact that they are taking not turns, but they're taking these characters around corners you didn't think they was gonna look around. Like they're really, and not just that, but they're fleshing it out. And again, I probably don't like the speed at which it was done. Maybe the efficiency of it is what I'm really upset about when I say I didn't like the first half of the season. But that being said, once you get through it, it's just like, holy crap, you're really doing something new. You're really taking a character and making them not just this one-sided, this is a good character. This person's good, this person's bad, this person that. You are literally seeing, and no pun intended, you're seeing shades of everybody.
Right.
So
that's dope.
I would probably put this Luke Cage season 2 in like the third or the fourth spot. And then everything else behind it. Like Jessica Jones season 1, and again, third or fourth spot, and then everything else. Iron Fist, all of that. Iron Fist still at the bottom of the bottom of the bottom. Dealing with Defenders.
We got to take a break right here. And I don't want to give my reaction to it because, like I say, Jeff, I feel like until you get to the end, you're not going to understand what we're talking about here. And, I can't even rate it there because that would spoil stuff. So with that, let's take a break and we'll be right back with more Fan Bros Show.